Lesson 123, Using Infinitives. Way back in Lesson 90, we gave you a quick overview of verb stems and the special endings that we call personal endings. We didn't go too deep into it, we just gave you a quick introduction, but now things have changed. Now we know what infinitives are. Over the past few lessons, we've been discussing infinitives and how they function. So now that you have a bit more knowledge about French verbs, specifically the infinitive, now we can go a little further into the whole subject of verbs, verb stems, and personal endings. So in this lesson, we're going to do a little bit of addition. We're going to take the verb stem and we're going to practice adding the personal endings to make the 6 present tense forms of a French verb. And as we have already said, but I need to remind you again because it's really important, this only works with regular verbs. Okay, many of the verbs in this book are irregular verbs. Irregular means that they do not fit the expected pattern. Okay, but we do have a few regular ones, and
parler
happens to be one of them. So in this lesson, we're going to teach you the basic skill of finding the verb stem and adding the personal endings. So let's take a regular verb, which we happen to have here. That's
parler.
The infinitive here is P-A-R-L-E-R, and the way we find the stem is by removing the final 2 letters from the infinitive. So we're going to take the E and the R away from
parler,
and that leaves us with P-A-R-L. So now we have the verb stem, and we're going to add the endings that you see here in this chart. Those are the personal endings. In the first person singular, we have the letter E. Second person singular, ES. Third person singular, E. First person plural, ONS. Second person plural, EZ. Third person plural, ENT. So now let's do the math. Let's take our stem, P-A-R-L, and let's add the ending for the first person singular form. So let's add E to the stem, and that gives us P-A-R-L-E, which is pronounced
parle.
Now let's do the second person singular. Let's take the stem and add the personal ending for the second person singular. That is ES. Add them together and we get
parle.
Again, for the third person singular, we'll add the letter E to the stem, and that gives us
parle.
For the first person plural, we will take the stem and add ONS, and that gives us
parlons.
For the second person plural, we take the stem, that's P-A-R-L, and we add the personal ending, which is EZ. That gives us
parler.
And finally, in the third person plural, we'll take the stem and add ENT. That gives us
parle.
Again, if you have a regular verb, you can remove the last 2 letters from the infinitive. That gives you the stem, and then you can add the personal endings. And the formula is stem plus personal ending equals the desired verb form.